He fully completed the entirety of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which means beating all 80 stages, collecting every Kong letter, every puzzle piece, doing all of that again on mirror mode, and then beating all 80 stages for the third time in time attack to get every gold medal. And with all of that experience gained during my journey, I'm gonna rank every temple stage in time attack mode based on their difficulty. Let's get to ranking. Number 8. 3K Shifty Smashers. There are two main criteria I considered when ranking these levels. First one is the difficulty of the level itself. The second, more important criteria is how easy it actually is to complete a stage under the timer. Difficulty-wise, 3K isn't that special. There are no one-hit kill mechanics, no difficult maneuvers, no crazy platforming, only a bunch of waiting. The same goes for the timer. The timer is pretty lenient on its own, but when you go a bit quicker, you can save a decent amount of waiting time, which makes it even easier. This is one of those levels which, if you can beat normally, you can definitely beat them on time attack. Number 7, 7K Treacherous Track. I'm only gonna say it one time. We don't only count the difficulty of the stage, but also how hard it is to beat a stage under the time limit. Now, in terms of difficulty, this level is a mixed bag. It's sort of an auto-scroller, because even though you are allowed to move forward on your own, you need to stay close to your moving platform to survive. On your way, a bunch of enemies and obstacles jump from the background to the foreground, and you need to maneuver your way around them while simultaneously building the path for you to move forward by activating switches. The reason though why this level is so low isn't only the difficulty, but also the time. You see, because there isn't a way to speed up an auto-scroller, the developers of the game need to account for that in the timer. That means that no matter what you fuck up, it doesn't matter unless you die. It's one of those stages which you can beat in time attack on your first try, right after beating it on normal mode. And also you can actually abandon your moving platform at the end and just rush it to the end to gain even more time in case you will need it. Number 6, 1K Platform Panic. Honestly, I had a tough time deciding the lower rankings, and the same applies here. You could honestly change the places of the 8th to 5th rankings however you want, and I wouldn't even complain. 1K is your introduction to the temple levels, and it honestly does a pretty good job in terms of gameplay and difficulty. It's easy enough that even an inexperienced player doesn't need to exit the level every time he dies just to get Diddy Kong. But also, it's way more challenging than a normal level in the first world should be. The reason why this level gets a higher ranking is because you actually need a bit of skill and pace to beat the timer. Not to mention the fact that almost any mistake means death, since there's no ground under you. Now, that doesn't mean that timing this level is difficult, it just means that you need to actually move a bit quicker, which sort of is the point of a time attack. And number 5, 2K Tumbling Temple. 2K is one of those stages that provides you with Diddy Kong, and without him, this stage would probably rank higher. However, the fact that you have Diddy Kong at your disposal makes it multiple times easier than without him. Thanks to Diddy Kong, you are able to skip a bunch of platforms, which not only means better survivability because you can fly, but also, thanks to Diddy Kong, you are able to skip a bunch of platforms. What that means is not only better survivability and less attempts overall, but also by skipping a few parts here and there, saves valuable seconds of your timer, making this stage pretty time lenient. The only reason why this stage is higher on the list is because there are a bunch of things that can get you killed.
Especially those stupid fucking bats. Who the fuck let them escape from the Tesla's hell?
Number 4, 6K Aurelius Passive.
Did this guy take way too much edibles this time around?
Well, yes, but that's not the reason for this ranking. 6K is known as one of the hardest levels in the game. However, since we are ranking in time attack, we should also take into account the actual difficulty of timing this level not only the difficulty of the level itself. And timing this level? Yeah, well, you see, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest levels in the game to time. Now, I'm not saying this to rage bait or to clickbait or something like that. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's an actual auto-scroll level. What this means that you cannot, by any skill, in any shape or form, speed up the level, which means they needed to account for that in the timer. Which means, as long as you survive, you get a golden medal. And because of this reason alone, I can't help but put this stage on number 4. Number 3, 5k Blast and Bounce. This level fucking sucks. Now, this is purely a subjective placement. I want to say it once again, this is only a subjective placement. The timer isn't that tight, and you could probably time it once you get a bit used to the level and memorize a few patterns. However, the timer isn't the difficulty here, it's the survivability. Basically, any mistakes will almost always result in death. Now, there are a bunch of skips you could perform, but all of them require precision and consistency, and you're actually better off beating the timer normally. I spent so much time and attempts on this level alone that I couldn't help myself but place this level at least in the top 3. Number 2, 8k 5 monkey try. To beat the timer in 8k, it requires a lot of precision and consistency. In order to time this level, you need to hit each required jump on your first attempt. Otherwise, you're almost guaranteed to die or miss the timer. The stage is split into 5 phases, and none of them is particularly difficult once you know what to do. The difficulty comes mainly from the fact that you need to get through each phase on your first attempt while hitting almost every jump perfectly. Otherwise, this level isn't really that difficult and the timer is sort of lenient for small mistakes. And number 1, the hardest temple stage in time attack mode is 4k Jack Jewels. And oh boy, we're at the end with one of the hardest levels in the game. This level doesn't only suck in normal mode, but also in both time attack and mirror mode. For starters, this level features a bunch of moving platforms and obstacles, meaning without consistent gameplay, you will encounter all platforms in different places on every attempt. Not to mention, half of the moving platforms have spikes, which can either kill you or kill Diddy Kong. Now, the timer of the level accounts for a decent amount of waiting, so whenever you are able to skip some waiting time, you get a really big head start. That is only if you live long enough to actually see the end. So yep, like 5k, this was placed mainly subjectively. And that's it. That's my ranking of every Donkey Kong Country Returns HD temple stage on time attack. I really hope I didn't ruin the experience by ranking a few stages subjectively. Nonetheless, none of the time attack temples are impossible or unbelievably reliant on RNG. It's just a matter of practice. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. See you around.